Hello, today we're going to do embroidered cards. We're going to make a flower. So all you need is some cardstock. It can be really any color you want. You want to draw your pattern and then poke the holes. I just poked the holes with a needle, and then you just need needle and thread. I'm using embroidery floss. Embroidery floss is actually made up of 6 pieces of thread, and I just split it to 3. This just helps me conserve thread. It's a lot easier, it saves you thread. And then we're gonna start at the top of our leaf. So right there, we're just gonna go through that hole and then draw it through. And then we're just gonna make sure we have some slack. There you go. So there we go. And then I just want to do longer stitches on the leaf because it looks a little better at the end. So just go ahead, draw it through. So we got our first stitch. There you go. What we want to do next is you want to go ahead, place it, and you kind of want to place it where it's coming through right here, kind of through the thread that's already there. And then we're gonna go ahead, pull that through. And as we pull that through with this first stitch, we're going to take our slack and we're gonna tuck it underneath. Like that. And the reason we do that, or the reason I do that anyways, there's multiple ways you can do this, is it just kind of holds your thread in place. And all we need to do is just keep going. And that's it. And here we are at the end of our leaf. So what I'm gonna do next is we're just gonna, same thing as before, we wanna be close to the tip and just go ahead, come through. You don't want your holes too close to each other because you could tear the paper. It's not like fabric, it's not as forgiving as fabric, so you just kind of wanna be mindful of where you're placing your needle so it doesn't tear the cardstock. See, I messed up a little bit right there, but that's okay. We can fix that later. It's no big deal. I've been doing this for 10 years and even I mess up sometimes. It's okay, it happens. That's one leaf down. And then we want to pick up on the stem. So you just kind of hop on over to the top of your stem. Let's hold it like this so you can see it. There you go. And same as before, we're just gonna go down the line. I want to use long strides if I can. There's our stem. So now we're gonna go on to the next leaf. And we're just gonna, same as before, hop on over. So we've hopped on over. Get this out of the way so you can see. There we are at the bottom of our leaf. And again, trying to keep those longer stitches. If you want to use shorter ones, feel free to do so. Whatever works best for you. Same again. We want to kind of go a little above right there. There we go. We're almost through this leaf already. We're at the bottom of our leaf, and see this one that I said I wanted to fix earlier? This is actually a good time to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna go ahead and come through this hole over here. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm just going to kind of loop my thread around it. I'll go ahead and go, see, just right there. And there you go. It just kind of pulls it together. So to finish, to tie off this, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna actually kind of tuck this under here, this thread. So we're just gonna go under this thread with my needle. And then I'm gonna do it again. And there we go. So that's kind of held underneath. All you need to do then is tie it off for that part. You just tie it in a knot. Everybody knows how to tie it in a knot. And if you don't, well, I'll show you. It's pretty simple, just in case. Just, you know, bunny goes under the log. I think that's the analogy. Somebody feel free to correct me. So here we go, tying it off into a little knot. And that's it. So then you just cut that, and then we'll start on the flower. That's the part that's actually gonna be tricky, because we're gonna try to create this pattern. So what I'm gonna do actually is start at the middle, and then we'll do the sides. And what I did is I actually chose, and you can see it for this one, I chose transitioning color thread. I really, really like transitioning color thread because it's a great way to add color without constantly swapping out your thread tie. I'm gonna use pink for this one, so you can kind of almost see how in transitions. I'll try to show you a little as best as I can, so you can kind of see a little bit how it's a different color. So we're gonna start at the top. And I'll try to slow it down for this one. I'm sorry if I kind of went quickly ahead of time. Oops, sorry. And same as before, just make sure you have some slack. I'm actually gonna go ahead and tie it off this time. Okay, we're having a little more difficulty. Apparently my hands decide not to work. We'll come back to the tying off part. It's okay. Sometimes hands just don't like to work or do what you want them to do. That happens. So just hold that in place back there with your finger. And we're just gonna go straight down the middle. So then we're gonna kind of hop over to this one. So you'll just pull that through the back. And here, I'll show it. There you go. And then we're gonna go here. And there you go. And see, you can almost kind of see the transition here in my thread color. So same again, we're actually going to come through and just, you just kind of want to keep on going with that diagonal. And we're actually almost done with the first part. So I'm going to come hop on over to this. And there is your first part. So now we're getting on to the somewhat tricky part. You want to come down to this right here and come through. And then we're going to go to this top one right here. And so we're going to come just underneath that hole. I've just sort of been pushing it through and creating the other holes. You can do that with cardstock. If you need to pre-punch, you can. And then we're gonna come down to this right here. And then we're gonna just go to this one. And we're just gonna kind of hop back up. And there you go. And then you just kind of Again, come to the tippy top right here. I'm gonna go ahead, poke a little higher and come down to that middle right there. And there you go. There's your second one. And if you wanted to, you could do the middle in a different color and then these parts a different color. It's all up to you how you want to do it. So now we're just gonna do the same thing as before. We're gonna come through this hole. I'm gonna pick up the top at this top one right here. So we started here and we just connected it here. So we're going from here to here, and then finally we're gonna go from here to here. And there you have it. That's it. We are done. So just gonna go ahead and hook again, slide that underneath. And that's it. Go ahead and cut that. Tie it off. Little bunnies under the logs again. Go ahead and cut. And that's it. There you have it. Looks really cute, doesn't it? So to finish it off, if you want to protect your back, you can just go ahead, put another piece of cardstock to it or glue it and glue it on there. If you wanted to, you could actually get a larger piece of cardstock and put this on top of it. So it kind of makes a nice big card and you can have different colors. There's a lot of different variety you can do. We can do a similar pattern. One I've done before is a heart. So I can actually go ahead and show you how to do the heart some other day. So if you want to see something else, let me know. Take care, guys. Stay safe.